So our first task, I think, will probably be to do a quick recap. So who wants to take the lead then?
Ryan?
Yeah, let me. So last week I just drank.
Did you?
Well, my character did. I was recovering from a flu.
There's some kind of bounty on Starless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ben wanted to turn him in. But
Really?
we did. Yeah.
It was 500 knots.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of knots.
That's a lot
Give-
of nuts.
All right. Let's.
I mean, it's a good point.
Everyone give me one thing that you could buy with 500 knots that'd be amazing.
Probably a boat.
Cool.
Like a pleasure yacht.
No, I was
just like a rowboat.
Yeah, a rowboat. It was like
I forgot the knot
Utility.
exchange. Right.
Well, we don't know it. So this is what we're establishing.
Yeah.
Alara would probably, there's like a little bit, she'd probably buy her parents' house.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
so definitely more than a boat. More than
Or,
a boat.
I mean,
Nice.
I mean, or if she couldn't do that, she would like pay for like time with her, like she'd be like pay I don't know, like pay for like something to in order to just be maybe around her dad.
Give her dad paid vacation.
Yeah, maybe.
Or effectively
him.
pay him to hang
Hire-
out with you.
Oh yeah, just hire my dad. I would just hire my dad to be like, oh, but if he sees me doing all these
It's kind of
good things, cool things now, maybe he'll notice me.
It's kind of like my parents.
So sad.
Hired them.
Oh yeah, well okay, maybe if my dad falls through, we can hire your parents.
All right.
Come.
So we've got a boat, we've got a house. We're going to basically take the average of these.
Boathouse.
Yeah.
So maybe
I
a
think-
houseboat.
I think what Finn would do is she would find whoever is the Van Gogh of Glimmer Falls and would commission a portrait of all five.
Oh,
or
hell yeah.
How many of us are there? 5.
Yeah,
Yes.
5.
All 5 of us.
6 was
And we
not
would
bad.
look really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a giant, like Last Supper.
Yeah.
style
Like
portrait.
something huge and
Yeah.
like glamorous and hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Boat, house, big portrait. Bertie and Starless.
The only remaining waxbird of the proto elf punk band Orc Turds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely rare, extremely sought after.
Mm-hmm.
Such an old bird.
Yeah.
I think
And nothing else is it. No other bird has been able to learn this.
Bertie?
I think Bertie would do one of two things. One, he would save the unseeing, all-seeing,
Unblinking.
unblinking eye. Yes, the very well respected outlet that he used to work for. Or if that doesn't work, he would just hire a milliner for life on staff.
Live in Milner.
we would create jobs. That's the answer.
It's an election year.
That's
Bertie's
plan
running
the
for
city.
office.
I would vote for Bertie.
This is very good stuff. Okay, I think we have some idea of the magnitude of 500 knots. It's a lot.
Would that make you a birdie bro?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so we've found out about this. What else happened?
The Tangled Teen. We had a Tangled Teeny request.
So you were given this big order from
Mhm.
Zeke and Co.
Mhm.
So you went Co's parents' vineyard,
Mm-hmm.
where we discovered that Magnus passed away.
Yeah. We went to his grave and there was a strange
Peculiar statue.
There was a-
statue.
Awful statue.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should have left it in the ground.
Some sort of goat man,
Some
Mhm.
sort of goat man, and
That-
yeah.
seemingly possessed Finn.
Yeah, Finn and,
Momentarily.
kind of got involved with some revelry a
Mhm.
little bit.
There was dancing.
Dancing upside down and got hopped in the foot great bit.
The foot.
Great.
Which made you drunk. You started drinking it.
Yeah, she did start drinking it.
Impressive that it was already alcoholic.
Yeah.
when it was
Yeah.
stuffed in the grapes.
Right.
Secret recipe.
Special
Right.
grapes.
Yeah.
These are special.
Yeah.
Just fucking drunk on grape juice.
But actually, even before that, you had made no friends with Co's parents by
Yeah.
suggesting
Oh
they
yeah.
make drug wine.
That's
Yeah.
true. I did suggest that we make and sell drugs to Cope's parents, and
Yeah.
maybe not a wise move.
Yeah.
They went along with it, but I think the way in which you did it was a little too abrasive.
Yeah. Me?
But it all turned out well in the end.
Mhm.
So the Landerel vineyard is now a supplier of juice,
Yeah.
and then the hooch was made.
Oh, and we had a shopping spree.
Bezos.
Yeah.
Bezos.
At the something falls near the
At the wet market.
wet market. Yeah.
Mhm.
Pop dragons, threads, and more.
Threads and more and beyond.
And beyond.
Oh, and beyond.
Bezos
Yeah.
Pop Dragon.
Bezos Pop Dragon.
Threads more.
Yeah, exactly. Angsty gothic teen shopkeeper
Mm-hmm.
who had met Balfour.
Mm-hmm.
I had this like hilarious thought later. It was like, oh no, did we meet like a cooler Starless?
Oh no.
How?
So will Bezos and Starless like each other or hate each other? Because
We'll
it's got to
find
be
out.
one of them.
Wait, this is Bezos as in
The Bezos.
the Bezos.
Yes.
The Bezos.
Can we start referring
Son
to
of
him as
God.
the-
With a capital B.
Bezos, son of God.
Yeah.
So yeah, you bought your outfits for the premiere.
Yes.
Or the
Mhm.
pre-premiere, pre-party.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
Required
Mhm.
tight pants,
Mhm.
Glitter.
glitter, sparkly pants, and masks.
Big shoulders.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
puffy shoulders.
Coming out of the Threads and More and Beyond, you met with two members of the Spectral Underground
Mhm.
who informed you that the hooch had been stolen on the route.
At which
Whilst they were eating crepes and smoking cigarettes.
And
Yeah.
really upset that they couldn't get in to see Bezos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bezos would not let them in.
Doesn't let them in.
Mm-mm.
I also recall that they went the long way to get the hooch back.
The long way to get the
Yeah.
crepes.
Yeah, they had to get the crepes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hooch was stolen in Cookie Lane.
Yeah.
Did we talk to Bertie's contact about that?
Not yet.
We're on
we're on
our.
the way.
That's the
yeah,
next.
by Barbara Inkwell's house.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's,
That's
right.
right. Yes.
And that's where we're heading.
Mm-hmm.
So cue theme music.
We merry band of thieves and ever vigilant vigilantes sequestered underneath the bourgeoisie. In the shadow of the wall, they still tell tales of a gilded age before the world was blighted by the fading and the forest pushed us all inside. We welcome you to Born to Die.
Hello and welcome to Born to Die. I'm your host Thomas and your co-host is
I'm Reed, and I am your also GM.
and we are joined as always by our 5 phenomenal players.
Hi, I'm Natane, and I play Finn Rhea Edsley. And a fun fact about Finn today, Finn is every night the first one in bed, and every morning the last one out of bed.
Well rested.
Very well rested.
Hello, I'm Carissa, and I play Ilara. She's a big meat eater. She loves a good gamey meat. I think that's how they say it. Gamey meat dish.
One gamey meat dish.
One
please.
Yeah,
One gamey meat.
yeah.
game.
She loves it. Yes, preferred meal.
Mm-hmm.
I am Drew, and I play Cove. And a fun fact about Cove is that he never wears shoes except to bed. Because he is scared that his little toesies are going to get bitten by something.
Nada, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Greta, and I play Bertie, the child detective.
Full name, please.
Gosh, Bertie Esquire Thumblesticks, also known as
Walrus.
Walrus. Yeah, really.
It's getting
And
big.
Ronaldo. Mr. Ronaldo.
AKA Mr. Ronaldo.
Hey, okay, yeah. Wait, I need to find my character sheet.
AKA Walrus. Or Russ Wall.
Bertie is our Khaleesi, wearer of hats.
Many hats.
Bringer of knives.
Mother of words.
Shopping, finer things, etc.
Okay. Fun fact about this.
Fun fact about Bertie: his parents left for a business trip and left with his aunt. Said they were coming back next weekend and never came back.
Bertie will be back in 20 years.
Yeah. Like, you've been looking forward to this day for 12 years. The day your parents come home for their business trip.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe time goes by slower for them because they age more slowly? I don't know.
Well, you do.
I don't know whether or not they do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Starless.
And I am Ryan, and I play Starless Thrain. Fun fact about Starless, he almost always makes it to bed.
Sometimes the alcohol gets in the way.
Sometimes he makes it near bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes he wakes up with Nada nibbling on his toes.
Oh,
I've seen it. So I think to bring the party all back together again, so what's going to be the point of meeting? Are you going to go back to the Mojo Dojo Kimber house or meet Starless somehow en route
Aren't we in an alley?
to Cookie Lane?
You're in the wet market, I believe.
Just let's say
The wet
we
cookie
see you
lane.
strolling out
Yeah.
in your tight clothes. Looking-
Humidity is not our friend.
Someone's pants are very squeaky, and you're all kind of looking around back and forth trying to figure out who it is.
And so, yeah, how are you guys communicating? That's my question.
I'll send my pigeons.
There we go.
Yeah, you should send them to Starless's usual haunts.
Oh, and that would make sense because
You're-
because we have an emergency on our hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
So, how do the pigeons discover you, Starless?
So I think I'm bleary-eyed, drinking some coffee, and I have resolved my existential crisis by deciding that while perhaps magic can't be explained yet, it doesn't mean that it's not a natural phenomena and therefore beyond the grasp of reason. And in fact, I think I may have been poring over some of the more mystical texts that were left in the cathedral that we have made our home to see if I could make any sense out of them. It might be a new project of mine.
Cool. What's Starless's coffee order?
Black with a little bit of hooch.
Okay.
Just a
wee nip.
Just a wee nip.
Yeah.
Wake up the senses.
Okay, so you're in what kind of coffee place? Are we thinking this is just like a local stall, or do you go to the hipster place around the corner?
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a hub of sort of underground leftist posers, mostly. Some people are genuine, but most are there to be around other people who are well-versed in theory and talk about theory while ordering and paying for coffee.
Right. High prices.
Really high prices.
A lot of books on the walls unread. A lot of books in people's hands unread. That kind of place.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're covered in pigeons. They descend on you like the wrath of God.
Oh my God, what are all these pigeons? Oh, Alara.
And how did the pigeons communicate? Some kind of pigeon Morse code.
Yeah. Oh, so well, I guess does it have to? So with my special birds, do I have to choose like a very specific way that they communicate, or can I be flexible here?
What does it say?
Well, they say they gain potency when tracking or fighting the supernatural and gain an arcane ability, ghost form, mind link, or arrow swift.
Okay, let's pause for a second and figure out what those things are, because they seem quite important.
Yeah, because that will determine how this communication takes place, I imagine.
Can you imagine mind linking with a pigeon?
I kind of want it to be that.
Pigeons are
Hey!
like flying.
Give me your fries!
I don't have any fries.
Eat that?
Find some fries!
Okay.
Was that why we're doing this?
Okay, so you can communicate with the animal telepathically and can see, hear, and sense through that link at a distance.
So you might just have to tie a note to their.
But yeah, Starless wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Unless we flashed back and had devised a sort of Morse code.
What we'll do is we'll work on like a little recording device that we can put on him. Or like a little message.
Another bird.
Another
smaller bird.
Black cap chickadee.
Yeah, like
Hubbard.
a little wax bunting.
Yeah.
But for now, what I'll do is I'm just going to, because right now we don't have that set up yet. So Laura is just going to tell the pigeons to go find Starless and shoo him into the street.
Just with their wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I aware that you have this power?
You've seen the pigeons.
It's pretty new.
It's relatively new.
Yeah.
There was one moment right when we were escaping kinder prison that
Right.
they were around, but probably not as prevalent as this.
We've
Right.
never seen Alara training the pigeons.
Yeah.
I'm just suddenly being swarmed by pigeons.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of something, seize the means of production. And then the pigeons are just ushering you into the street. Firmly. But without violence, but
Yeah.
firmly.
There's like gentle pecks.
Maybe some of them are grabbing your clothing. And
Why are you doing this to me? Why are these Anybody help! I'm being attacked by pigeons.
yeah.
And so
This-
Alara's seeing all of this, right? Through the
Yes.
and so she's chuckling. she thinks it's hilarious.
Nonetheless, I am being ushered along.
So what does it feel like to Alara to see through, I don't know, let's say several dozen pairs of eyes at once?
A little dizzying, but it's kind of like I imagine like a fisheye lens where you see like kind of like odd perspective. So it's a little disorienting, but yeah, I think enough that she can kind of like steer them generally where they need to go.
Sweet.
And how do we think this link like developed? How did Alara discover that she could do this?
So she, Alara always saw Prindo. She always had the pigeons around her. So whenever she'd like go and bring her bread or like a little muffin or something, she'd always give a little to the pigeons too.
Mm-hmm.
Then Prindo, the pigeon, they like you. And then so once the kinder prison escape occurred, I just natural instinct was just like, pigeons, can you? So like try and just, it's like when you were a kid and you tried to make things like float with your brain.
Right.
Because we all did that.
Yeah.
All of us.
All of us did that.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
I still try to turn Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
It
like
might
that.
happen.
It's like that, and then it just worked.
And you heard, muffin.
Yeah.
Muffin, please.
Yeah. And then I get alert. Oh, okay, here. Muffin.
And so in your head, are you seeing is it like a security room?
So many
Where you have a
screens.
bunch of different screens?
It's one big fisheye lens that is kind of like a mix match of like.
It looks like a
this-
90s music video.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
There's kind of a lot
Like
of stuff going on up in here.
There's a general focus to the view, though.
Are you able to focus into one pigeon's mind or perspective, or is it all just overlaid?
It's pretty groupthink. We'll call it groupthink.
Nice. Okay, so Starless is being ushered and flapped and slightly carried
Yeah.
up the street. Where do you guys meet up?
Oh.
So you'd be having to be ushered a pretty decent long way.
Just usher him the whole way. I don't want to go meet him.
The funny thing is, we know where the birds live. We're not walking that way.
And I think you can hear a commotion several streets away.
I know this is you, Alara. Why are these pigeons harassing me?
Alara,
You could have just tied a note to one of them. I'm covered in shit.
we could use that. Save that.
Great thing to do a job.
So the reason I think this is particularly interesting is that this is Starless appearing in a highly public way through the tangle.
Well, once he's where like
poop. He's covered in scars.
once
There.
once Starless is out in like the open, they'll just kind of like be around you, like don't go, don't move, like you're where you stay where you are,
Just like
which is
flexing like
yeah. So it's not as weird to see someone surrounded by pigeons at that point.
Surrounded by threatening pigeons.
Is that man being held hostage by pigeons?
Yeah, and I think it is noteworthy that nobody steps in to assist in this situation. It is too strange. I suppose.
And also, if I went out in public, so I would be aware that I had to keep a low profile. I think it would be challenging, but I would have definitely. I'm wearing like some big glasses, a hat of maybe not one of Bertie's hats. I would never.
I did.
So at the coffee counter, when they asked you for your name, you responded,
Starless Strange. I'm not creative. My strength is in engineering, not creativity.
a whole sky full of stars.
Yeah. Oh, wait, there we go. It could be like
Starful.
Starful Sky.
Yeah, there we go.
Sky Starful. There we go.
Guys, Starful. I like it.
Sky Starfle's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so you meet up. Let's say, on the corner of Cookie Lane and give me another street name.
Milk jugs.
Yes.
Cookie Lane and Milk Jugs.
Is that
Is
a
Jugs a-
boulevard?
Yeah, is
Or-
that, or is it Milk Jugs Boulevard, or is Jugs the actual?
I think Jugs is the
What
What
is
do
a
we-
jugs?
A jug is a jug-shaped street.
It's like a junction.
So it's like a cul-de-sac, but without the island in
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah, and it has like a little
Oxbow Lake. Yeah.
Okay. There's a little island over in the corner.
Yeah.
Nice. So at the corner of Cookie Lane and Milk Jugs, the pigeons swirl up off Starless
Yeah.
and land, presumably. Do they land on you, or do you like send them up to the rooftops?
So rooftops, yeah, just in case I need to want to look through them, maybe, or get to send them elsewhere.
I think we're gonna need to devise a more efficient system that
Alara's got-
doesn't result in me being harassed and shat upon.
Were they? I'll maybe have to train them a little more, huh? Sorry about that, Starless. But hey, I'm glad. You look better.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been I gave it some thought, and I think that magic is just something that is not explained yet. And quite frankly, I feel like I have a lot of purpose right now. I feel excited to get started, and also maybe I had a little too much coffee.
Well, you're in for a treat. We're looking for we're gonna look for the missing hooch.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, someone swiped it.
Not from us.
No, from those silly, not French people. Spectral Underground.
From the specs.
Do we have any leads?
Your friends are all remarkable in their attire.
Yeah.
I should note this.
Very flamboyantly dressed.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the hooch in a moment, but can you explain your outfits?
Alara just has a horse head.
In particular, the horse head?
Well, we need it for
You are wearing a horse head.
we need it for the party.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
say more.
For the pre-premiere pre-party.
Yeah, so we're going to a movie party.
Oh, what
So
movie?
you'll have to make a mask or have a kind of mask.
How did he even recognize us?
Well, let's just say that by deductive reasoning, I figured there's only a few freaks in this town who would be dressed like horses.
It's only one horse.
Yeah.
What's everyone else's masks again?
I had a wolf mask.
Angel.
I'm the angel. What are you doing?
Wait, I thought I was the
Did you both? Are you both dressed like angels? How gauche?
You a hedgehog.
Oh, baby. Oh, damn it. I messed up then. You do that.
Well, that's one ChatGPT credit we'll never get back. Yeah, so you see them all in their crazy outfits and their extremely tight trousers. Cove's clothes are very tight, but seem to be kind of concealing
Kind of breaking at the seams and revealing a little something else under there.
a lot more fabric.
Don't think I haven't noticed. Am I missing a pair of socks? Should I go home and change?
Yes.
Okay.
The pigeons swoop down.
No. The pigeons will not be necessary. How much time do we have here? Should we be getting on the hooch? Do we have time to check out the hooch, or do I have to change before that?
You need to change before we go get.
Yeah.
It'll be more intimidating that way.
I mean, my pants are pretty tight.
I was thinking this could be like a permanent thing.
This is your look now.
Are we
This is us
superheroes now?
How we are, aren't we?
What does that make? Does that make Alara a horse girl?
It's giving me Mexican wrestler. Strong.
All right. Well, it's a little out of the way, but I do happen to have something that I can put together.
You know how to get home, right? You don't need
What
a guide?
when did I become the object of your bullying? Is anybody on my side anymore?
Starless,
Bertie?
we love you, but you're not dressed for the part. And we
all
already
right.
ordered crepes.
Starless, what do you have on you that you could make a costume out of?
Right now, Starless is wearing some tight jeans and a vintage vintage Elf Crusher t-shirt. So let's see, what could I throw together?
Yeah, you need some sparkle, some big shoulders, and a mask.
Okay,
Those
so
are the 3 requirements you're missing.
sparkle, some big shoulders, and a mask. If I could get my hands on some leather, so if we're anywhere near a store that has perhaps a leather chair, I could just kind of cut the back out of it and make some feathers for the shoulder pads.
Ooh, very nice.
I do happen to have packed some of my welding goggles, which I could just add a few feathers to that.
So I'll say this: the stools at the counter of the creperie are leather.
Okay.
What do you call it? Leather upholstered.
And the creperie is where I have
This is
everybody.
where you've all met. Yeah, Finn just
Okay.
said she
Yeah.
ordered already.
We already ordered crepes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to just, if you guys could just kind of discreetly one by one stand up, I'm going to just kind of de-upholster the tops of these stools real quick.
All right.
So the way that these crepes are served in this location, as we alluded to before, is that they've got the big griddle. They're pouring out the batter. They smooth it flat. They flip the crepe. It's a big crepe. And then as they put it on the counter in front of you, you see them just sprinkling tobacco. And they roll the crepe up into this large...
I take the crepe and I light it.
This is the intended purpose. Yeah. So you light it at one end and then nibble from the other.
This is my favorite restaurant.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, it smells pretty weird.
How
Like
many
batter and
crepes did you order?
Eggs and cigarettes. Wait, do we have a name for this creperie?
Oh, not yet.
How do you say eggs and cigarettes in French?
And Finn?
Gauloises, we could say. Œufs and Gauloises.
Œufs and Gauloises.
Yeah, the owner of this establishment is doing the rolling. I think there is an older gentleman and then a teenage girl who's doing most of the work. So she's the one who's serving you at the counter. All right. Eight crepes with extra backy. Okay, done.
Done. And you made sure they're all done at the exact same time.
Oh, my lord. She's desperately flying around. This is a completely impossible request with a single griddle. But she's trying to keep some of them warm underneath the little heat lamp.
You're doing great.
But of course, the batter is somewhat flammable, so they're bursting into flames.
You would just start hocking them in my mouth.
She's very harried. Yeah, she starts hocking them.
Janet, the customer is always right.
The advantage of this situation, of this poor harried girl, though, is if you did want to steal some leather from the chairs, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to do that. Is that a roll?
I think this is our first roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So this is gonna be let's.
Yeah. You have a control position with standard effect.
And I have one in finesse and one in prowl. So that's going to be a single.
I like prowl. I think it's the sneakiness of it.
Yeah, definitely prowl. So, okay. That's 6.
Nice.
Amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you get your full effect.
In fact, I think that not only do I get away with the leather, but I sort of reupholster it with some like newsprint that
It looks so cool.
that I've smudged black with a little bit of water. Not going to hold up, but it looks convincing.
Cool. So I think we'll say that's the role. You achieve your shoulder pads.
Great.
And maybe a little bit of decoration around your welding goggles too.
Okay.
Starless's kit.
Yeah.
Kit out. What's your next move? Crepe eating adventurers. Crepe smoking.
Well, we're gonna need some leads. What do we know other than that this hooch went missing?
Well, that's why we're going to talk with Barbara,
Oh yeah, Barbara.
my former employer.
She turned up again?
I thought she was your aunt.
No, I have an aunt.
Your aunt is
Barbara is my mentor and runs the never-blinking,
Unblinking.
unblinking.
The unpronounceable.
And she's got feelers all over the streets and thought she could give us some leads.
Oh, that's Centrist
I believe
rag.
where we left it, definitely last week.
All
And
right.
she's just up the road on Cookie Lane.
Yeah. Barbara does live on Cookie Lane.
Sounds like we got a date with Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Barbara lives with her niece.
Her aunt.
Aunt.
Barbara lives with her aunt, who's the same age because of a weird
Aunt is the same age.
There's a weird coincidence of parentage.
Right. You knock on the door.
Does anyone remember why we're going to talk to Barbara? Just because she's got feelers on the streets.
This is where it was stolen.
Yeah, this is where it was stolen, so
Oh,
she
right.
might have seen or
Yeah.
heard
Of course.
something.
Yes.
Yeah, the Spectral Underground guys were in Œufs and Gauloises making
Okay.
their crêpes when it was taken, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think I definitely got an extra crepe for Barbara and her aunt.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
So you knock on the door and you've just holding out your little chubby little hands. Yeah.
That's the nod for
Yeah, Greta's nodding, holding out two tobacco crêpes in your chubby little hands as the door swings open. No more solicitation. Bertie, and are these for me?
Yes, for you and Barbara.
Oh, how kind of you, young
so
man.
great to see you again. Barbara's.
That's right, I'm Barbara's aunt.
Auntie,
I didn't get a name.
Yeah.
Auntie Inkwell.
Yes, thank you. That's so kind of you, Bertie. And are these your little friends?
Yes, you don't. Oh, yes. You don't recognize them in their outfits. Yes, same friends, different faces.
Oh, gosh, are you
Tight pants.
dressed up for a birthday party?
You could say that.
Who's asking?
Me. Aunt Inkwell.
Where Dad?
We aren't doing anything strange or illegal. Yeah, we're going to a party.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Oh, hey, Babs.
Barbara, it's your little friend Bertie. It's his friends. They're dressed up for a party.
Bertie and friends!
And they brought us a crepe.
A tobacco crêpe?
Yes, of course.
Bring it to me immediately!
Right, Bertie, you'd better go on now. Barbara sounds hungry and ornery.
Why don't you use your pigeon to just get her on down here?
They're not.
Barbara's bedridden. We know that.
She was attacked.
I know you're in hot water.
Oh, wow.
She was attacked, but she spends a lot of time at the rear window. Views of the street. Get a lot of accurate information.
I was
that way.
trying to think of like what our version of trick-or-treaters would be, and that was like scammer sweeters. We look like scammer sweeters.
You like scammer sweeters. Yeah, so you are ushered upstairs into Barbara's sick room, bedroom. Yeah, where she lives.
Yeah, you can see that her bed has been angled up a little bit and pushed over to the window, so she has a little bit of entertainment, something to look out at. But she looks just so frail, much smaller than you remember her, bundled under a bunch of large poofy blankets and duvets.
Room smells of lavender and something sweet you can't quite put your finger on.
Mm-hmm. My Bertie, 'tis so good to see you again.
But he runs over, falls to his knees, and puts his head in your arms.
Where are the crêpes at this point?
In his hand. Held above, like a perfect waiter.
Pass me up that fat crepe.
Did you roll this yourself?
Can I light that for you, Babs?
Such a gentleman.
Barbara, I'm sorry if you heard me earlier. I didn't mean to sick pigeons on you.
I wouldn't mind seeing a pigeon now and again. It's all right, young angelic figure. Oh, no.
I quickly take my mask off.
It's just a costume. It's just a costume. Don't worry.
It's just your little friend. Oh,
I'm like holding my bat in the corner, just like a scythe.
No, it can't be. What brings you? It's been so long. What brings you up here today, Bertie?
I think it's only been a couple weeks, but
Has it been a couple weeks? I think the last time that you saw Barbara Inkwell was when you were in kinder prison.
I feel like we visited.
Oh, we visited.
after she was injured and attacked at the.
That was while you were in kinder prison.
No, this was the later attack.
Oh, the second attack.
The second attack.
I swear we've been here.
We've definitely
No.
been here because we had to
love
sneak.
the no butt approach.
I'm just trying to keep a cohesive storyline here. The last time you saw Barbara Inkwell was like 2 years into kindergarten.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but when we come all together. But
That's
we
hilarious.
came all together after we snuck back out. After.
I really don't think so.
Maybe not.
No, I've never met Babs before.
Yeah.
But as you try and gaslight this old woman, it's a big thing you're there 2 weeks earlier.
Bertie, I swear it's been years since I've seen you.
Don't I look exactly the same?
Yeah. You do, but your friends are much taller.
I don't know if we've ever met.
I know who you are. I've got ears to the streets.
Barbara came to
Speaking of
Birch Ball
which-
games.
Yeah.
We were wondering, you've been spending a lot of time at this window taking in the views, if you perhaps saw any large loads of cargo go changing hands suddenly.
I did see quite the kerfuffle here a few hours ago.
How interesting.
There were these crepe smoking, artsy looking folks who were sitting over at Œufs and the other word that I don't remember.
It's okay. You're good.
Œufs and Gauloises.
Œufs and Gauloises having a grand old time, and then this troop of hobbling.
They looked a little bit like pirates, if I recall from the window.
Some
Peglegs.
pirate-esque, eye patches and Peglegs and whatnot came and bonked them over the head and made off with a couple of large barrels that they were sitting next to. It was quite the show.
It was, and the bunk came up off their head, and their berets were lifted quite a long way up.
A full 6 inches. It was kind of like someone was spinning a plate on a stick is what it looked like from up here.
It did look like that, yes.
That defies all that we know about biology. But
existential crisis.
that's for a later date. Do these characters sound familiar to any of you? Sounds like some Peglegs to me.
Do they usually wear eye patches? I guess maybe some of them are missing eyes. I haven't been there in a while.
Alara went, when she went to visit her dad, when she had seen anybody looking like this.
You definitely would have seen people like in the sick rooms who had lost legs, lost eyes, who were getting treated by your dad. And some of the people who were kind of hanging around that looked like they were on guard looked like they had healed up a bit from that process and
We
kind of matched
also
that description.
we also know that they're the other main bootleggers in town. Maybe they don't like us getting on their turf. Little do they know.
Thought it was
We're
supposed
a
to be a
wolf,
non-profit.
angel, hedgehog, owl, horse gang.
And that makes all the difference.
They don't know who they're messing with.
We're going to Voltron up.
That would be a very
I get to be on
odd-looking
top.
Voltron.
Bertie, I have not seen you for many years.
Well, I do be careful, though. We don't want anybody getting hurt. They'd sound like criminals.
Yeah, criminals.
They looked like quite
Can-
scary characters.
Rotten rascals.
I say.
Don't worry, we'd never get tangled up with that kind of element.
Would do.
And I wink.
Under your mask.
Not at Barbara.
Just to camera.
Sounds like Alara. Sounds like we might need to go visit your dad.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my mask on.
Okay, I think this is a cut.
Yeah, the whole time, Barbara Inkwell was just petting Bertie like a cat. as you were curled up on the bed, just right through the cherubic curls.
Oh.
And through my hedgehog costume.
So poked.
Yeah, there were a couple of curls that poked out of the back, and that's what she spent her time with.
So here's the scene, the planning scene. You are downstairs in the same house. In the hallway, there is a kind of one of those long, thin sofas. There is a small table and a glass bowl of boiled sweets. You're planning this mission whilst just relentlessly smashing through these boiled sweets. All 5 of you. So,
And is there like there's a wall that's covered in tiny pieces of paper?
yeah.
We have pictures and we're pointing to different people.
I think maybe the
Peglegs.
boiled sweet wrappers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
perfect.
stuck to the wall
Yeah.
with the sugar.
You know, Bertie, now that Barbara mentions it, you don't look any different.
Okay.
Just the same height and
Which
everything.
is short, right?
11. What did we say last time? 4'11"?
Yeah.
Which I'm still upset about.
I'm gonna go back and see how Bertie's evolved over time because he
Yeah.
has.
I would imagine that Bertie would have had any like little tracking of height marks on the wall. That would have been at Barbara Ankle's place and not at your aunt's place. So you go over to the wall and you're the exact same height as 12 years ago. I've not changed up.
Saturated in marker.
Yeah. so many dates are written right next to this one hash mark.
But the hats. Maybe that's why Bertie got into hats.
Could be.
Did Barbara make you take off the hat to measure you?
Never.
Yeah, fair enough.
She'll
So
lead into all my delusions.
there are wildly different hash marks at different times. So it looks like you've grown and shrunk depending on what hat you're wearing. Okay. So your 6 options are assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport. So, violence, tricking people, sneaking around, somehow performing a ritual to summon them back to you seems unlikely.
Have been studying.
True. Negotiating, bargaining, or persuading, and I don't think transport applies here.
Even though we'll be transporting it once we find it.
I think the obstacle in your way is more getting it
Yeah.
and getting away. There might be some pursuit afterwards, but you've got to clear the first hurdle first.
Yeah.
Seems like deception.
That's what I was thinking
Deception,
too.
Like maybe we go in and volunteer in the clinic.
Yeah.
Use that to kind of case the joint. Figure
Really,
out
I was
where it
thinking we
is.
go in and pretend to be injured.
Ooh.
Because also, I know Mother maybe. And, Laura knows that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think they're going to be suspicious if all 5 of us are
I mean,
simultaneously injured.
it's convenient that ChatGPT gave me a phone. Not ChatGPT. Image. Imagine. What is it called?
imagine.
Imagine.ai.
Imagine.ai was looking for photos of a small elf boy dressed as a hedgehog. And one of them is generated as him without a leg. Just saying, maybe we could roll with it.
Oh my goodness, I don't like that image.
Oh, is that a 6-pack?
Is that illegal?
It's definitely suspicious.
If you show up dressed like that and the rest of us are adults,
He's a
we're going to be arrested immediately.
He's 24.
To the best of your knowledge.
Yeah.
I've never been at least 18 years.
Bertie's parents have been on a business trip for 45 years. No.
I mean, if they had gone just before the fading,
Yeah.
maybe.
True. Yeah. Right. So on a deception job, the detail you have to supply is the method of deception, and playing injured seems like that detail to me.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Okay.
we bring in Bertie and pretend like he's sick.
Yeah, not everyone has to be injured. Some people could be bringing the injured people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could say I've got
Oh
glaucoma.
my gosh, we can dress like Bertie's parents.
I mean, this is getting very baroque.
You guys are going to be recognized, so maybe you should be the ones bringing
Oh,
us
maybe
in.
you guys
Yeah.
could be Bertie's dads.
Could do.
And we'll just be there.
I also think one question that I have, you're not sure where they took it. The Mutual Aid Society is one building that is associated with the Peglegs, but you also know that Alara's parents' house is somehow, they
Right.
presumably have a bunch of different places around.
Do you think the pigeons can help us
Maybe the pigeons
narrow
can
down the
scout.
locations?
I don't want to abuse the use of the pigeons now. So
This is pretty legit use.
it does.
It's not that you don't know where the. See, we know at least 2 places where the Peglegs hang out.
Yeah.
You can go in your house, like, no problem. That's not going to be suspicious.
Yeah, maybe
Split
we
the
case
party.
the house first.
Well, I'm saying first, like, you're just bringing a couple friends over
It's
to your
actually
own
not a
house.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we
Make
could
her
avoid
see her
the
mom.
mutual aid. And you guys can do the birdie dad thing.
Shall we pretend I'm blind? Is that the shtick? Because I do have 2 legs.
I was thinking like sick.
Not enough.
Okay, I think Bertie and Finn go to the clinic where Bertie pretends to have been blinded.
Wait, but they recognize Finn, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finn's
but that would
Mother
that would
Maybe.
make it plausible that Finn would go to Mother Maybe if her friend was injured.
No, I guess it's fair.
They're not on. You're not hiding out.
Yeah, what's the split here in the party?
So we are split now.
And then
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm
a
just thinking
great
I
idea.
shouldn't be in a I should be in the least public place, or perhaps there could
That's
be.
convenient for you
we
and your
could-
drinking problem.
or we know that the Peglegs hang out at Alara's parents' house. Maybe you could make it that you're bringing me in for the bounty and offering them a piece.
Sounds really freaking dangerous.
Yeah, that does. That
Sounds
does.
really freaking dangerous.
I didn't really think past the drama of that
Then
one.
what? We turn in Starless.
This guy's worth 500 freaking nuts.
Yeah, maybe we.
You know,
yeah.
Honestly, Starless, if you're with me, they won't even notice you, probably. So you'll probably be fine saying see in my house.
You should be the bounty, as far as you know, is only something distributed within the fellas. The fact that you know about it would be unusual.
Okay, that's a good point. Good point.
Mm.
All right, but either way, 3 of us go to the house. You 2 go to the clinic.
You need to say the names.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, medium.
Yeah. You couldn't see me gesturing? Try harder, listener. Listen harder.
The listener's fault.
Alara, Cove, and Starless go back to the house. Finn takes Bertie to the clinic under the guise of Bertie being blinded in some sort of industrial accident.
Bertie, are you an excellent actor? I feel like blind is a lot harder to play than sick. Like you won't be able to look at anything or anyone.
The second they shine a light in your eyes.
So in line with the intention to not plan too much and to get just right into the action for these things, let's do the engagement roll. And then we'll figure this out as we go along.
Sure.
So wait, we need to figure out how many die.
Yeah, and we also need to decide everybody's load. Anyone doing anything but light? Is anyone bringing a bunch of stuff with them?
I mean, do the costumes count as
I think you've got to be light because you're not coming from
Light.
the Mojo Dojo.
okay?
Yeah.
Light.
So you just thought you were going clothes shopping.
Yeah.
Right. For the engagement role, is this operation particularly bold or daring?
We're
I wouldn't
splitting
say
the party.
particularly.
Is it overly complex or contingent on any factors?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Wait.
that's down in time.
Hey, we made it less complicated, but didn't we?
No.
No.
I think we get the first one because splitting the party is dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
+1 and -1.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's complex for brain.
Complex. Listen, I am the lawyer.
It's daring how complex you've made it.
I have to advocate for my party.
Yeah. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I mean, emotionally. Does that count?
I think emotionally hits Alara where she's weakest.
Yeah. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have any particular defenses or special preparations?
How could they have
Just
prepared
hiding.
for this?
Yeah, I
Hiding
think
the
so.
hoot.
Yeah, so neither there.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Barbara Inkwell.
Yeah.
And your mum could.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Pigeons.
I think you have various possibilities. That's plus another one. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
No.
Not that you know of. No.
Mm-hmm.
So 2d6.
2d6.
Who rolls
And
it?
take the
What does that
higher.
mean?
Whoever.
I think both parties got to go. So, Bertie,
Yeah.
you're our party.
No, it's a single.
Oh, is it just one?
You could roll 1 die each.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
But it's a single
Yeah.
roll for the whole thing.
Yeah.
2d6, right?
I'll do the second.
Yay.
A 6. That's good, right?
And
Hey.
3.
Yeah.
Yes, the 6 will do it.
Yeah. You start in a controlled position.
Mm-hmm. So let's do that for each set. So start off. Who's knocking on the door at the Phelan house?
Alara will.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
If you don't want to, I
wearing
can.
your horse mask?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to take point on that?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Maybe. Yeah, maybe mom's cooler than dad these days.
So you knock on the door,
Mhm.
and you hear footsteps coming down from the second story, down the stairs, and it takes a bit of a while to get there, and then the door opens. Oh, hello, dear.
Whoa.
She says to a horse mask.
You,
Oh, yeah, great point. Yeah, let's say that again.
Calls everyone dear.
That's right.
Horse.
Oh, my. What's the meaning of this?
well, and she kind of lifts the mask up a little bit.
Oh,
Hi, Mom.
Laura, you gave me such a fright.
Yeah, I can't be too careful.
What does that
Please,
mean in this
please,
context?
Yeah, no, there's I mean, I've been gone for so long, so I just don't know who's going to recognize me. So it just feels
Oh.
nice to hide under this thing.
Oh, I see. You're on the lamb.
I guess so.
Well, come inside. Come inside
Oh, thanks.
quickly. And
You
What?
mind if we come in as well?
please, come in, all 3 of you. And you remember the interior of the house.
Mhm.
It's the first floor so the kitchen was down there, and there was also like a drawing room or something for a sitting room for welcoming guests. There are doors closed in those places, and your bedroom is on the first floor as well.
Mhm.
Start with the front. The doors are closed, and there are numbers, like in a hotel, on those doors, and to the kitchen, to the living room as well. And your mum goes to lead all of you up the stairs to what would have been the bedrooms.
Whoa, what are these numbers on the doors for?
Oh, we've been making the most of the house and started a little business. We've taken lodgers.
Oh, you rented out my room too, huh?
Oh, well, yes. It was the one with quite a good aspect, a nice view of the street, and it keeps the bill paid, keeps the lights on.
Yeah, well, it's cool. I don't need it anymore, anyways. So that's good. Do you talk to Dad? You seen Dad?
Oh, not a lot. Our work keeps us pretty busy in different places. He's over at the society quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he's doing all right.
Yeah,
He's quiet.
I saw him the other day.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did mention something.
Oh, he
about
did?
milk.
He did mention it?
Yes. Oh gosh, he was saying something in his sleep. He was mumbling something about the preparation of herbs and how things can be mixed together and unmixed. It felt as if he'd been speaking to another herbologist.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I am kind of doing a little bit of that now. Yeah.
What sort of thing, Lara?
Oh, more of the exotic herbs. Yeah, I'm just starting though, so I'll have to, maybe I'll bring some over sometime. You might be able to bake with what I'm making and growing.
That would
Yeah.
be absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
I've got 3, 4, and she looks at a calendar on the wall, and it is just full of like crossings and notations. And
Wow.
she's keeping extremely busy. And actually, as you look around the kitchen, which has now been moved upstairs, it's not quite as nice as the kitchen downstairs. It's in one corner, like a granny flat type thing. Every surface is covered. There is dough rising. There are trays of stuff, and she wipes her hand across the back of her face. She's been sweating with the heat of the oven, and the hair is trailing across, but she starts clearing a little bit of a space and grabs what's just coming out of the oven.
Oh, like a cornbread muffin.
It's a big one, and so she takes it out, and there are 3 or 4 in there. She takes them out, grabs one, puts them on. She looks kind of shifty. Of course, we'd never permit this to be a place of ill intent or bad people. The people we work with, the people we work for, they're good. They do good work in the community.
I know, Mom. I know you've always done good. Yeah, we were talking to some people who were supposed to take a few things, and I think they might have brought it here. And we're supposed to meet with them. But it's like all the good stuff that you're talking about, though. Like it's not bad, but they needed to hide it.
All right. I think this is probably a consort.
Oh, good. I don't have any.
As we've established, you have not had a highly communicative relationship with your parents. This is trying to go against the grain a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
This is a mixed success. What does that mean in this context? So she's going to tell you, she's going to give you true information about what she knows about the activities of the Peglegs who are operating out of the rooms downstairs. But I think I think I know what the downside is, and I'm not going to tell you. It'll come out.
Oh, good.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So,
she looks around and she looks down to you and says, "You're working with them, moving the goods around.
Yeah, they're good
Produce.
buddies.
I'm
Good buddies.
I'm kind of helping make it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll send you downstairs and just knock on the door on the left, the number 2, and that's where they are. They're operating in there. And
How
if
many
they
of them
have
are-
the stuff for you, then that's what it'll be."
How many of them are down there?
She looks around. She's like, usually 3 or 4 are in and around the house,
All right.
but good stuff. I'm very glad that you found some kind of line of business.
Yeah, and it's I kind of feel like I learned. I watched you and Dad work so constantly growing up. I feel like I kind of learned a little bit from each of you.
The devil makes work for idle thumbs. That's what I've always said. So yeah, glad that you're doing business. You head on down, and I will ring to let them know you're coming.
Oh, great. Well, we can just head. Don't even worry about it, Mom. You got stuff in the oven. We'll just head down right now.
Okay. You
They know us.
Yeah, they're probably waiting for us anyways.
You keep yourself safe. And she gives you all like a handful of the muffin.
You got any gravy for that?
Oh gosh, grave? And she starts thinking to herself and like scribbling on a notepad. Yes, gravy with the cornbread muffin.
I love this world we're building where Elvin Cuisine is so fucked up. The grapes are full of tobacco and you smoke them. Gravy's served in a hand.
Make little cups out of cornbread and put gravy in
We're
them.
eating creature-based flesh nuggets.
It's rough out there.
So I think when we go downstairs, perhaps we should try to listen in.
So as you do, you hear a ringing noise. A bell has been rung.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I wonder if that's when we cut.
Exactly. Perfect.
Mention.
All right. How are you entering
Okay.
into the front door of the?
So
Okay.
I've got Bertie over my shoulder, and we're just walking and talking.
So flashback, Bertie outside decided to singe his beautiful golden hair to make it look like he's been in an explosion.
Oh.
I'm rubbing dirt on your face.
Exactly. Rolling in dirt. Like, more from dirt, Finn. I'm a dirty boy.
What? Yeah, whatever you say, Bertie. Dirty Bertie, here we go. I fucking throw you in a puddle of mud.
Are you still in your premiere outfit?
Oh no, we take it off.
No, we've hidden that in the bushes.
You went down to your disguise beneath that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because that's why the pants are so tight. I wore another pair of pants underneath.
His clothes blew right off.
Okay.
So Finn is smoking her cigarette like in your hair to singe it a little bit.
Dunking you in a muddy puddle by the ankle.
This is a great idea, Bertie.
I was going to say, is Finn enjoying this?
Yeah.
Finn's just able to like dunk Bertie in the mud and lift him up with one arm.
Yeah.
Was nibbling on crap.
You got one clean heel.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Hopefully they don't notice our one weakness.
I'm ready for my close up.
okay. So you're carrying Bertie with.
Yeah, I've got dirty Bertie. I'm
hedgehog
running.
Explosion hair.
I'm running
What outfit
with
is
urgency.
Finn in?
Finn has also put the wolf costume with Bertie's hedgehog costume. We've tucked him away, so Finn's got her regular getup of just like the tight pants, suspenders, and like the button-up shirt, the kind of classic gangster look.
Perfect.
Great.
Yeah, so I've got Bertie and we're running.
So here's what it looks like. This
Yes.
place. It's on one of the smaller alleys. It is effectively a bunch of row houses that have been joined together.
Mhm.
There's no sign. each of these little houses had a courtyard out front, small, like kind of place that you'd keep maybe a couple of pigs in, that sort of size. And in there is a little wooden table, a couple of mismatched wooden chairs. There's a vase on the table with a couple of like very sad looking wildflowers in it. It's slightly cracked vase. And sitting there at the table is a really quite elderly man who's sort of leaned forward. He's playing dominoes apparently by himself, and just looks up at you as you run past.
Yeah, we like storm in.
Yeah, and you got like you got an excellent engagement roll, and so he just kind of waves you past and keeps on playing his dominoes, click, click.
Okay.
And you go in through the front door, which is in the ground floor of one of these row house units. And inside, you see it's pretty Spartan, I think. It's like linoleum type flooring, and there are several rooms that you can sort of see into through large interior windows that are effectively windows that have been knocked in that wall of the row house as you go through, so you can see. And then there are a couple of very kind of narrow, steep stairways inside. In that front room, I think what we're going to see, there are certainly some kind of convalescing folks. You see a couple of people with like crutches and a couple of nurses walking around. Like one of them is tidying up from a previous operation or a surgery or something, and the other one is just kind of cleaning the floor. So it seems as if things are pretty chill.
Okay, so are they cleaning up like a surgery table?
I think so.
I'm
yeah.
going to run over and set Bertie down on it.
Yeah.
This child exploded.
You can't see. We need everyone in here that is in this place to be in this room to fix this exploded child.
Yeah, so I think this is your control position. Great effect. I think we'll give you here. Consort.
Can I have command?
Command. Yeah, command. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Let's push myself.
Can I also assist?
Mm-hmm. What do you do to assist?
I'm going to be screaming, my hands, my tiny little childlike hands.
This tiny childlike hands.
I'm a detective now.
A detective needs eyes.
At least I still have my intuition.
Yeah, but Bertie's really carrying on.
Yeah.
And so
Take your point of stress.
The highest is a 4.
Okay. I think someone says,
Thank you.
all right, Finn, I'll go grab everybody. But they recognize you.
Yeah.
And
That's a good thing, right?
I think you also hear a call in the back for Mother Maybe as well.
Interesting.
Like they're bringing everybody in.
Good.
Where am I? I don't know. We're gonna get you help. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think a couple of orderlies come over, and you can see they are people who have been healed here. I think you can see scars, but they seem to be perfectly functional, 2 hands each. They come over and start like trying to kind of get through to see what the extent of the damage is. It's best they're like, oh, there's a lot of dirt in this child.
Oh, it hurts.
God, look at the poor thing's hair singed to death.
I've heard internal bleeding is the worst kind. And you can't even see it.
You're right there, Finn. You've been studying up on your physiology. And so, yeah, they start like cutting Betty's clothes off to try and get to the injury.
What disguise are they cutting through right now? Which of your personas?
I believe there was like a ruffly white, like large sleeve shirt.
This is the blown
like
up
Meatloaf.
child.
like Meatloaf. Thinking about how to help the best
I was thinking of like Mr. Darcy from the BBC rendition of Pride and Prejudice.
Okay. More Darcy than Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Child Darcy though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gosh,
and then maybe some a couple layers of pants and under trousers and a few layers.
It's like I'm cutting these clothes away, and each one I get through, it seems this child is just wearing more clothes underneath.
Yes, I'm like an onion. I've got many layers.
Keep cutting. We're losing time.
Complex character, not just hats and fancy things.
You listen to this question.
poor child. I always thought he was a beast, but it turns out it was just clothes, layered upon layer of clothes.
Is Mother maybe here?
I think, yeah. You're watching the furore with Bertie and all the screaming and whatnot, and then you just look up above the scene and you see Mother Maybe is sitting on the stairs watching this and watching you, Finn.
Can I approach her?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go over. Hey, it's kind of your thing to help people, right?
I've been known too.
Injured
Finray.
people. Yeah, you care about what's best for them, right?
Do what we can. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So you wouldn't, send anyone to their death.
She looks at you, Finn.
You know, parents, people with things to care about, right? You wouldn't do something like that.
She looks at you, and I think this is probably, give me a, what role is this? You're trying to create an effect and then observe the reaction.
Could I fight for survey?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Nice.
6.
Yeah, yeah, this is really good. She looks at you and she starts to answer, and you get the sense that she's not going to tell the truth.
I think
Something's
Finn, I haven't seen Mother Maybe in years, so I think maybe I just close and she just notices how freaking big I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got her, she's on a stair above me and she's still looking up at me.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so she looks up and she goes to say something and stops. She says, I think you're old enough now, Finn, and certainly big enough to know the truth on this. It was the order I gave that sent your dads to their doom. I wish it were otherwise, and I wish I could say to you that I would do it differently if I had to do it again, but they were going to do something that they and I and we considered to be extremely important, which is to send a message, an important message to those folks up in the pinnacle.
And I wasn't
Counting more.
important? I wasn't important?
Finn,
What about me?
Finn, we didn't know that they'd die. That was never supposed to be part of the job. I would never send someone knowingly to something that would kill them. Unfortunately, that was the outcome. From what I recall, the report, Gabriel could have got out, but he just kept on going back into that carriage to pull out the passengers. You should be proud of them, Finn. I was, and I'm very sorry that it went that way, but I would do the same again because the cry and the need of the broader community are worth more than any of us individually.
I'm gonna poke a finger in her chest. I think you've taken enough from me. And I think if you have anything that's mine, you need to give it back now.
That's a great line.
Command.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
I think
Go
she
for it.
just gets it.
Yeah. I will give you an extra die for that being a really very good line.
Yeah.
Okay. Please, dice, be nice. Bad dice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So she looks at you and you see a bit of surprise in her eyes at the power of that commanding statement. But this, as you kind of look into these slightly roomy, elderly eyes of this woman who's much smaller than you, you see through the cloud and the mist at the front of them from developing cataracts and whatnot. Just behind it, something that you'd seen before when you were younger, but you recognize it more now because it reminds you of something in yourself. There's just ice. She is crystalline behind there. And she looks out at you and she says, there is, Finray, a way that this community has to function, has to work. And if idiots like those spectral fools are going to draw attention to the tangle, draw unwanted attention, then that cannot stand. We are barely hanging on, making sure that the people here who can't eat get a little something, and the people here who come in with broken legs and fights with the guards, they get the healing that they need. If we get a lot more attention and people putting their feet in this district like those utter fools, then that's going to be a problem. And yes, that's why we had to, let's say, confiscate the hooch that I know your little gang had made. that premiere cannot be allowed to continue.
You mark my words, maybe. Your time's just about over.
She, goes to stand up and her joints all creak. And she says, you know, Finn, every morning it hurts to get out of bed. I'm stiff, my body is failing me, and that's been away for a long while. So you may be right that my time may be coming to its conclusion. I just hope to God that there is someone here who can look after this place after I go.
I look back at Bertie. Are they still cutting layers?
I think they've reached Bertie's incredibly pale,
gooey center.
and the nurse is looking over to the other and saying, "There's no injury at all here. Oh my gosh, a bath would not be out of order." So they actually just shell Bertie like a pea and pop him into a big tin bath, which is cold. Bertie shrieks,
Cold water.
and you see them, Bertie's arms struggling as they're holding the hair under and trying to wash it.
Yeah, I think Bertie is just screaming.
Right.
Yeah,
Finn is now taking attention away from Mother Baby and is just throwing doors open and just storming around looking for my fucking hooch.
Whilst Bertie screaming in the bathtub.
Yeah. You're doing great, Bertie. Keep it up.
Waterboarded. I'm being waterboarded.
You're doing so good.
I don't know if I'll survive then.
Yeah.
Help!
So yeah, you throw some of the doors open. As far as you can see, everything is kind of ship-shape and legitimate here. And yeah, you recall from when you were staying here in the past that you didn't really see any sign of criminal activity going on in this place.
Okay. I'm just going to go grab Bertie and just hawk him onto my shoulder. We're not paying.
Can I at least put my clothes back on?
We don't have time.
They're cut in half.
For my dignity. Do I have any clothing left?
You stuffed it in a bush somewhere.
You've been shelled like a pea.
Yeah, but can I ask them do you have any sort of outfit you can make me in?
Yeah, can you give us some clothes?
I think,
A
okay,
robe?
so Bertie's running out with one of those, paper robes that expose your bottom.
It's just like a little shiny peach.
Yeah. Just running out there.
I kiss Bertie's cherubic little cheek. You did so good. The face ones.
Bertie's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Maybe I grab some paper slippers as well.
You have a little paper crown, a sign that says I did good. Lollipop.
And with that image, we flip back.
Get your scientist minds ready. We're going in as hooch inspectors.
I was thinking maybe the ruse could be just we show up and we're all right, guys, we're here to pick the stuff up.
Yep. Masks on.
I don't know about that.
Because they don't know us.
Mm-mm.
Right, but they've picked it up to go here. Where's it going to go from here?
To us.
I mean, why would there be hooch inspectors?
Because it's an unknown barrel of hooch.
Right, but I mean, this isn't exactly this isn't exactly an above board operation.
No, but they don't want to be caught poisoning people.
Oh, that's a good point.
We have a shadow
Do we
government
know that they're trying
we
to
pay taxes into, and they have an FDA.
But either way, so whatever guys we go in under, we're bluffing to say that we were sent by whoever sent them, which we don't really know yet.
We'll just say Eleanor was worried and sent us down.
I don't know. My mom doesn't really. She's never really been in charge of anything.
And we don't need to worry about them seeing any pictures of Alara around the house.
I'm not there, but I would posit an idea that you just roll with being her daughter and be like, I'm here to learn the ropes.
Possibly.
Or maybe it's your room.
Is number 2 my room?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sure.
And
We can go with that.
Yeah. So we go in because all she's done is ring them.
Yeah.
To let them know someone's coming.
Even though I told her she didn't need to.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, all right. And we're just your friends. We were visiting. You want to take a look at the room?
Yep.
So you knock on the door.
Yep.
A little slat slides across, and you see some eyes come out and look down in. Oi, what do you want?
Eleanor sent us.
What for?
Well, this used to be my room.
Well, it's not anymore. It's our place of business.
Well, I'm here because the person who owns this house sent me here to go in here because I know a little secret panel in here because this used to be my room.
Oi. Roger, do we have to allow access to family of the landlord?
Well, I haven't heard of such a thing.
Well, have a look at the lease.
There's some,
Real
some
quick.
shuffling of papers, like a clinking of glasses.
I'm gonna really quickly write down write on a piece of paper that just like at the top says lease. I happen to have it right here, and it does say that we upon notice of 30 seconds, you must be willing to let us do an inspection of the room.
All right, well, that's some kind of compliance sway roll, I think.
All I have is consort.
It's definitely sway.
I'm going to push myself.
Okay, so you take 2 points of stress.
Okay. By pushing myself, I pull out some glasses that I have to look more official. And that's 3s all around.
It says right here, we need 48 hours notice.
Well, we told you 48 hours ago. We called down here.
It says 48 hours notice. No, you're not getting in. File something push it under the door, formal notice of visitation, and we'll let you in 48 hours. Can't say fairer than that. Slams the slat.
Damn it.
I think we might be able to sneak in around. I used to sneak out of that room all the time. I mean, not that I really needed to, but I used to pretend that my parents would get upset if I would sneak out, and so I would leave out my window. I'm sure we can go in that way.
We'll have to get them out of there somehow. What if I have a psychedelic substance that I could lace the 48-hour notice with?
When they touch it?
So when they touch it, it starts to create a psychoactive effect.
It's pretty good.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Wait,
I'm gonna
That's one
say
of the things in my...
I'm gonna say this though. I don't think you could have both laced it and written the note in the course of the sentence. So I'm gonna say that the paper that you're carrying around with you is already
Okay.
laced
All right.
for whatever reason.
It is
for
already-
later.
Yeah.
That's
You were
for
just
later.
snorting something
Yeah.
through it.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I just so happen to have some paper here that might be able to create a diversion. So if we slid the 48-hour notice under the door.
So now we play the waiting game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It could take anywhere from a minute to 30 minutes. We'll just have to listen. We'll know.
So I think this is probably going to be Tinker would be the closest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Tinker roll, and I think at this point you. So it was a failure and a risky. I think it is becoming desperate with standard effect.
Okay. That's a 6 and a 6.
Nice.
So two sixes.
Ridiculous success. This is just wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
After really like about a minute. Yeah.
They've all read the note at this point. They passed it around.
Well, I think you were
One of them nibbled on it.
Let's make sure we're right about
So
this.
this is no real notice of 48 hours visitation. This is nonsense.
Are my hands breathing? Are you saying this?
Yeah, and you start hearing from inside the room, like, first there's some sounds that it sounds as if everyone is doing upward and downward dogs. And then you hear like a running, like lots of little feet tip tapping, but like much smaller, like child-sized tip tapping. And then you hear farm animal noises. So that's what's going on inside the room.
They're in the farm stage. We should go now.
I think we can sneak in now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the door's locked.
But you know a way in.
I imagine. So, I imagine it'd be easier to get in through a window.
So you're on the ground. You're on the ground floor. But
Yeah.
Do you still have to inch around the window, which is like a French window in the front? Yeah,
have
the
the
kind of
horse mask.
hexagonal ones.
Oh, that's perfect. Hello, fellow farm animals.
Yeah, so that's what they see as you kind of inch around the side of the window. There's horse. And what you see looking into the room is everyone is on like all fours. Some of them are on all fours on like other surfaces other than the floor. So one's up on a table and one is like legit just 90 degrees on a wall, defying all laws of gravity. And they're all looking at you with these like bovine expressions. And
I act like a horse and I let me in. Let me in.
yeah, one of them comes over and noses up the window.
And I shuffle over to the door and I unlock it.
Yeah, you guys scared, no problem. And yeah, you see the same thing. So what else we see in the room? There is a couple of like bunks. There's a table with some playing cards on and the notice of 48 hours visitation. And there's the guys, and there's one large barrel in the corners.
And the smaller one for the spark.
And a small one for the spark.
Now I have to ask because Alara had this very treasured framed picture of these, I think it was like leaves.
It was the leaves.
Yeah.
It was pressed leaves up around the border. Of the
Are they still there?
They are still there. Yes.
Can she nab one?
Absolutely.
She does that.
No one is making any resistance to you at all.
I love it. I pretend to eat it. Go. Grab it and go. Grab it and go.
Yeah, so it's big, so you're gonna have to sort of like roll it out of the room.
Yeah.
Starless and me can roll it, and you can go kind of distract your mom because I don't want her seeing us taking it out.
No, Mom's busy upstairs. You see how much was going on up there?
All right.
We'll be fine.
And there's no resistance, so there's no point in...
No.
Okay, great.
No, I mean, the only thing that's difficult is a large barrel to roll, but I think you can manage that human practicing. Just how you roll it up down the corridor. How do you get it down the front steps? Because then you can roll it down the front steps into the street. I'm imagining it's like a kind of brownstone.
Well, I guess I probably brought some rope. And so we could get kind of there's like I'm guessing there's like a handrail that we could kind of create a winch, a pulley system, rudimentary pulley system, and just Cove and Alara are helping kind of stabilize it while I'm just using the rope to make up the difference.
That all works great. And you get it into the street, and looking back behind you, you realize you forgot to close the door to number 2, and several of the animals are wandering.
They're loose.
Yeah.
How funny is it that y'all's heist started out so serious and then got really funny, and then ours started out really funny, got really serious. Real talk.
Hey, Starless, do you have any more of that stuff? I mean, not for right now, but maybe like later.
Yeah, it's like a weird night to celebrate.
Cool.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're gonna have
this horse mask is gonna be so good.
I grab a handful of some feed that just happens to be nearby and throw it out for the animals.
Very nice.
Oh my god.
So you meet 3 of you rolling this barrel, and Bertie's presumably got the clothes back they left.
Yeah, it was really difficult to squeeze into those tight pants, but I was just clammy and wet, didn't even get to dry off.
Well, were they easy to squeeze into now because all of your layers of clothes had been cut away?
Yes, and I had a few fewer layers of dirt, but still difficult.
Yeah, and actually, so when you put them on initially, they're extremely baggy because of all these layers of clothes. And then as you're wearing them just for a couple of minutes and walking in them, they tighten up. There's some sort of Beezus magic in these pants.
I thought you said magic wasn't real, but then I put these pants on. Now I believe.
Let me inspect those.
And yeah, so you will meet outside the Spectral Undergrounds. facility. Which, what's it look like from the outside there?
I think it's just like a big industrial warehouse building with a couple of those like garage door entrances, kind of like a loading dock, but there's a little set of stairs that leads up to it. It's a really unassuming building from the outside, but you get the glitz and glam as soon as you step in.
Yeah, and you see a couple of Spectral Underground like thug toughs are outside, and one of them's wearing like a kind of quasi-military helmet and like a flowery shirt and is dancing. There's like an old kind of cracked looking waxbird. He's singing like a song, and then the guy is just ostentatiously dancing like alone in the middle of the street. And he looks over at you and nods his head. So that's what it looks like outside. That's right, Shadka.
I'm intimidated.
I quickly and nervously divert my eyes.
So I have a quick question. So we were invited to like a pre-screen party, right?
Yeah.
Is that today? Tonight?
I think it's tomorrow.
Let's say yes for the sake of narrative economy.
Yeah, the premiere is tomorrow. The pre-premiere party is tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-premiere, pre-party.
Well, we cut it pretty close, didn't we, Kay?
And yeah, so you roll the big old barrel through. As you get it into the front room, Zeke's already there, like looking frenetic.
Yeah. I don't think any patrons are here. So Zeke.
It's a bar, like every surface is coated in velvet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so
The whole room
sticky.
is velvet.
Yeah, and Zeke's just kind of standing in the middle, like hands on the side of his head, like looking panicked in different directions as people are rushing about, like moving furniture, cleaning glasses and whatnot. And Zeke looks over at you walking in. So a little late on the delivery there, but you made it just in time.
Wait. So
I don't think
Zeke's dropped the French completely?
there
Well,
aren't
private.
any, there aren't any patrons here.
Okay, it's only with patrons.
Yeah, his underlings are always stick to the bit, but I don't think Zeke does.
Okay.
And I don't think the two people that got bonked told Zeke what happened because they messed up. They don't want to tell their boss that they messed up.
Maybe we keep it under wraps. Maybe that works to our advantage.
I think actually one of us, maybe you, go over and you see the bumps on the head, and you take them by the hand and be like, this will be our little secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
someday,
maybe I give them both like a pat on the back. Yeah, we made
Pat
it
on the
just
head.
in time.
Yeah, just really hard.
and then
Yeah.
you just kind of whisper, you owe me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like, oh, we got it already. It was strongly implied.
No, but I mean, like, for covering this up, you owe us.
We are aware. So back to Zeke.
Yeah, get that on behind the bar and let's get this thing going.
Zeke, how much do you know about the Peglegs, my guy?
We know they're out there.
Oh yeah, you guys.
Cross on the other side of the tangle.
You know they kind of got it out for you, right? They kind of got it out for us too.
I kind of figured every once in a while some stuff goes missing here and there. Someone had to be behind it. And hey, if you're not too keen on it, that just sounds like good news for me.
Yeah, I'm glad we can have a united front on that.
Yeah, something like that.
Just shake his hand
So firmly.
so firmly.
Zeke gives you just like the limpest, a really limp wrist. You just get like the four fingers. You don't get any thumb at all. and just kind of wiggles it there. It's pretty uncomfortable for him.
I think it's uncomfortable for Finn too.
Perhaps more so.
Yeah.
And Zeke looks over your shoulder, and coming down the street, there are three ostentatiously dressed masked figures kind of furtively looking around, seeing if anyone's following them. And Zeke looks back at you and says, "It would seem that it is time for the party. No?"
We.
And a slow and steady stream of patrons starts to come in. Nobody wants to be the first person there. Everybody's trying and competing to be fashionably late. Like, no one wants to seem too eager to be here. So it kind of starts with a little crowd building outside until it gets to critical mass and everyone's like, fine, I'll go. and people start to filter inside.
But there's one guy sitting at a table at a restaurant across the street, sipping an aperitif, who waits for all the crowd to go in. He's like,
Use Œufs.
I'm going to miss the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Sin walk in loudly.
Do we think all of the patrons also adopt this fake accent? Like I think the artsy people are doing? I think they might.
That's so funny. I think maybe the people who are trying the hardest do.
yeah, I think maybe. But like, if the Spectral Underground think that it's cool, then still, I feel like
I think the upper tier people think that the Spectral Underground is cool. And they're coming down here for like their art movement, and the Spectral Underground is like, we're just doing a bunch of bullshit, scamming money from these rich people.
I think that makes sense then. Yeah, so it's everyone's trying to put on these French accents.
Yeah, and they're uniformly terrible, which is just my French accent. That's all you hear.
Okay, so yeah, the great and the good are coming in, and you will have your masks on.
The middle and the mediocre.
They think they're the great and the good.
Yeah, that's a good point. So they're sweeping in. There's a lot of leaning against walls. There's a lot of loudly ordering like hip cocktails.
You hear a lot of requests for Tangletinis, which is pretty heartening for you.
I think we're probably all hyping them up.
Yes, I will also have a Tangotini.
I would also like a Tangletini if you're having one.
Well, 3 then.
Oh, you being us, hyping them up.
Yeah.
Bertie's like shorter than most, and he's like, I heard that someone really cool over there had a Tangletini. Oh, yes, sir. I'd love to have one. Coming up right now, sir, the tightest pants.
I'm setting Tangletinis on top of Bertie's hat so he can
Oh, that's good.
give them out.
Yes.
I just want to ruin the aesthetic, so I'm going to go to the coolest person I can find and rip my pants off, and it's just going to be billowing, baggy pants. Hey, buddy, look how cool this is.
All right. So this is definitely someone who's come down from the middle tier. What do you want to happen?
I want
That's
them to
because-
adopt the baggy pants.
Right.
Okay.
I want
them.
I want the party to slowly turn all baggy.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's going to be a sway, I guess.
Okay.
Do you presume that everybody brought baggy pants?
Well,
under
they'll
their
just like cut a slit and it'll just be kind of flowing.
I want to help Cove. I've got a few pairs of baggy pants.
Okay. Yeah.
Just ready to go.
Just ready to go.
Can we technically still be in the mission? My 3 light things to bring, it'd just be baggy pants.
My whole light load was baggy pants.
Yeah, totally reasonable.
All right. That's a 5.
That's a 5.
That's
Are
pretty
tight pants
good.
over?
Yeah, so you display the baggy pants in this real, I mean, it's essentially it's not as effective a version as a Bertie had thrown off his disguise, but that's effectively what you're doing.
Yeah. There's a small group of people around you who throw up just a full gasp at this breach of protocol, and then you hear some whispers.
Yeah. He's so fierce.
I'm gonna like wave the baggy pants as if I'm like trying to go to a bull.
Yeah, and I think a man with a bull mask
just starts like pawing at the ground.
Yes.
flirtatiously.
And then I'm gonna look at Zeke and just kind of give him a salute because I want to piss him off.
Zeke just gives you the tightest smile. He's clenching his jaws so hard. You see like a really thin line of teeth from across the room.
We look back, the camera goes back on Cove, and he and all of that crowd are now sort of dancing like the cutlery in Beauty and the Beast. Just all in a line with the baggy pants. One half of the room, and the other half is still the mingling and the cocktail wielding patrons, still in the tight pants, who are just bemused by this entire affair. Sweep of fabric through the night.
Pants. I could never.
And I think what actually starts developing is a sort of dance-off situation. Very much a you got served situation. This baggy pants team, they're all dancing in their pants.
We have what did they call them? Was it helicopter pants? Parachute pants. Yeah, the hammer pants. We got the hammer pants. They're
exactly.
over.
Yeah, they're just doing the MC Hammer side decided.
It's over for
The
them.
dancing among the loose pants crowd is a lot more flowy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of squeaking on the tight pants side.
But there's a sinuousness to it, and a lot of them are doing the thing with the knees where you move your hands back and forth. Yeah, a lot of them are doing
You
that.
mean like a safety dance of sorts?
Perhaps.
Or no, what is that? Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
Is that a Watusi? What is a Watusi?
Yeah, the
Cha-cha slide.
There's one side of the room is doing the cha-cha slide, and the other is doing the Cupid shuffle.
I don't know.
But as they come to the I don't know, the 8-beat or the crescendo of each of the segments of dance, everyone looks at one another and hands to their face, Tanglotini! And then they're dancing again. This is what's happening.
I just leaned into
Meanwhile-
Starless. I had no idea we were going to be dancing. I thought this was like a movie. Like a
Pre-premieres are weird.
I think there's always a dance scene in every specky,
I
right?
didn't know we were the dance scene.
I refuse to dance.
And at that moment, a bell rings and the door to the main screen opens. What's it look like, Reed?
Inside, it is a silver screen, like it's plated with a super thin layer of silver, and there are rows and rows of like plush velvet love seats that stream up. There are a handful of balcony seats, and you see some people with masks that have like little wooden elements in them, seem to be the ones going up to the balcony seats. And up in the back, there is just a little plinth with a little like ectoplasmic looking kind of ball of like gooey gel just like plopped on there, where you would imagine a bird projector would be in our world.
I'd been trying, by the way, Starless has been trying to chat someone up at the bar by asking them, really diving into like a bunch of Balthor lore that the other person has absolutely no interest in, but is being polite while he rabbits on and on about all the minutia that he knows about.
So the two movies, the two speckies that are showing tonight are the Snake Priestesses of Sevenos and
A pre-code classic.
not another Balthor movie. What are a couple of details that you know about each of them?
Well, so I know I'm sharing with this person that. Oh yeah. So did you know that the Serpent Priestesses of Sevenos actually was considered a lewd movie in Glimmer Falls, and was only available in novelization, a heavily redacted novelization form. Yeah, and because of the pre-code era, they were able to get away with a lot of things that you wouldn't have otherwise. And most elves at the time considered this to be a work of genius. But there was a lot of speculation as to what the true meaning was, because they were working with so little. And then also, you know, that not another Balthor movie, there's a whole adventure that happened in real life where Nada and Kyle Kyleson, the principal actor, they went on an adventure in which the entire world was literally saved, and Kyle Kyleson was never heard from again.
I think my friends are calling.
Oh, cool. I'll see.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'll see you in the movie. Or in the specky. We'll.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And they just walk over to another part of it.
Nobody's over there.
No, they just go to a table by themselves.
The four of us are staring at Starless.
You all just give me a thumbs up and like a weak smile.
Right. So Zeke, having donned the persona of Raphael Rousseau, walks up to the front of the theater and starts to go on this like 10-15 minute like film criticism sort of discussion. Like, when they were making the Snake Priestesses of Sevenos, it was really a commentary on our, whatever. He's just up there absolutely making stuff up.
And I keep interrupting with questions and comments.
This is not the time for questions. We will get there in a moment. And really, really struggles through it. And after a good 15, 20 minutes of really dry kind of nonsense, says, and now without further ado, the snake priestesses of Sevenos. And the lights go down, and there's like a polite little golf clap that goes up through.
Yeah.
So
What do we think the opening of the snake priest?
This is what we're going to do.
this is what we're going to do. So we have Kyle sitting over here. Who are some other? Or we have Balthor over here.
Right.
Who are some of the other characters in the Snake Priestesses of Sevenos?
A snake priestess.
Lusty snake woman.
Snake Woman number 2.
I'm lusty snake woman number 4.
Snakes to pussy.
Okay, so you have several snake priestesses.
Yeah.
They're all, of course, surrounding Kyle on a throne.
At the beginning.
At the beginning. Yeah.
You're probably wondering.
He's deceived.
Right. But he was deceived. For there were more rings. Or something. Drew, what are you going to play?
I'm going to be Barnyard Bill, who is...
A snake priestess.
He's sick of this. It's motherfucking snake priest.
He's Balthor's friend. He's Balthor's friend who was brought along on the trip to this land, and they didn't realize that he was brought here too. So he's kind of looking at you on the throne from the bushes, being like, "Would you look at that? Barnyard Bill cannot believe this."
He was a character that was brought in as intended as comic relief.
Yeah.
But was wildly unpopular.
Right.
Oh, like a Jar Jar Bell.
Jar Jar Bill.
His catchphrase is "Barnyard Bill cannot believe this." It did not catch on.
Balthor, can you ask Barnyard Bill to leave?
Look, pay no mind to Barnyard Bill. If he wants to watch, let him. It just makes it all the more exciting for us.
Oh, Balthor, I love how you have no scales at all.
It's one of my best qualities. I love how you have scales everywhere.
Hey, I don't have any scales.
Quiet, Bill. Just watch. You won't believe your eyes.
And I think the camera is, so we see writhing in the background, slightly blurred out. And in the foreground, Barnyard Bill is kind of wandering forwards, just around the room, like no one's paying any attention. And he finds something dark and dangerous. What is it? Something the snake priestesses don't want Balthor to see.
A Balthor movie.
What? First Balthor movie. Another Balthor movie that never gets made.
The lost Balthor movie.
So we've gone Spaceball.
Maybe it's like a spell book. Or like an evil spell book.
That's
that
turned
makes
to a
more sense.
page where that's like how the it's open to a page that says enchantments for bugbears.
Yeah.
How to drain the power of the bugbear.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Balthor, put this spiky crown on. It's really cool.
It does look very cool.
It's totally
I'm gonna
safe.
slowly place it on my head, dramatically.
Barnyard
So then
Bill
if
cannot
any-
believe his eyes. Do not do this.
Barnyard Bill comes up and knocks the crown from my head.
And it flies up into the air and comes down, landing on Barnyard Bill's.
Oh.
And two of Barnyard Bill's arms turn into snakes.
I've been deceived, and I draw my sword. But it's too late. Before I'm able to fight, I've been subdued by the many, many snake priestesses who are already at hand.
Right.
And it cuts to a scene of me in a dungeon.
Well, I guess, Barnyard Bill, you're king now or whatever.
I haven't quite learned how to talk. I'm a snake now.
This shouldn't be doing that. That shouldn't be an effect.
Cut to a shot of Starless in the audience. Are you guys, can you imagine the genius that went into this? It wasn't even appreciated in its time.
It's just small man and two pieces of snake horns waving in the air.
There's some psychedelic music playing in the background.
Yeah, whilst this, and I think maybe Balfour is down in the dungeon, he's got a stone, he's beating his chest.
And there's like a dance number going on around his cage.
Yeah. A lot of writhing, generally. I think there's like a fizzle and a little bit of a cut in the recording here. And it skips forward a few scenes. And what we see is Balfour, chain on each arm and on each leg, suspended above a volcano.
You'll never get me to give up the secrets, you vile serpent wenches.
And you hear from all around.
Balthor is straining against his chains, and oh my gosh, we need a Balthor line. Let's see. The heat might be on, but I'm gonna keep it cool.
Hearing that, he kind of jitters, and Barnyard Bill's crown slips off, and the snakes turn back to arms. Jumps and it's like hanging on to you now.
This has only made things more difficult, Barnyard Bill.
Barnyard Bill's hacking away at the chains.
With just a rock. Massive iron chain.
The snake priestesses are just yelling, no! Not doing anything relevant.
I think one of the chains gives way, but it's like a long dangling chain. Balthor is gonna to whip it around the neck of one of the snake priestesses and pulls her into the volcano.
But we kiss first.
Exactly. One last kiss goodbye.
Oh, Balthor!
and then it's hard to know where the hissing begins and the sizzling ends.
And with that, the volcano is appeased with its sacrifice. And does it explode? I don't know. What?
No, it has to explode, but it's and it's cut in such a way that you're not really quite sure if Balthor and Barnyard Bill have escaped. And what we see is as the next shot is a badly singed Balthor holding what would be Barnyard Bill's like signature item.
It's like a pitchfork.
Yeah. It's a tiny pitchfork, and he's like, "Barnyard Bill, I will avenge thee."
Cut to black. Balthor return.
Instead of a pitchfork, can we make it just like horse feed?
Yes, a bag of horse feed. And cut to Starless in the audience giving a standing ovation while everyone else is just kind of looking confused.
There are a couple people in the back who are like, "Oh, yes, I think I get it. It all makes sense exactly like Raphael said, the commentary and whatnot." And they're kind of like looking at each other, hoping no one calls them on their bluff.
Yes, the commentary on society.
Oui, of course. You can just see like beads of sweat dripping down people trying to have a conversation about this movie.
And there's one person who's been brought as a date who didn't know what they were expecting. They're like, it was bloody awful. I mean, the only good bit was, oh God, there were a lot of tits. So that was bloody brilliant. But apart from that, he's an idiot.
Just gasps. Philistine.
Well, guys, I think I need a tangled teeny after that.
Yeah, and you go for intermission in the middle of this double feature, back out to the main bar area, and Tangled Teenies are a-flowing, and the crowd starts to get a little rowdier, especially after seeing all of those tits.
Something heat. Stay cool.
That was the coolest thing I ever held. Is there anything anybody wants to do during the intermission?
Yes. Bertie actually snuck out once all this nonsense began. I didn't see any of it. Flashback.
Bertie doesn't like boobs.
Bit afraid of them. Especially scaly ones. And he's been rifling for the guest list.
So wait, just imagine this first scene. Like the first image that comes on the screen is Balfour covered in just slithering women, and Betty's just like, nope, not for me.
Someone's like, son, you gotta get out of here. You can't be in this movie.
Yeah, maybe he was told that no minors. I don't know.
All right,
That's not the content we're making here tonight.
So you're trying to search around for the guest list.
Yes.
This is good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Makeup prowl? I feel like it. I feel like you're sneaking around.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. 3. I'm going to stress myself.
And it's
Can I do something?
You're supposed to do it before.
What about Devil's Bar?
Oh, you can resist the consequences.
You can resist the consequence.
Resist the consequences. All right. Wait, that's a lot of stress.
Potentially.
6 stress minus the highest. What about a flashback?
I think resisting.
Because I'm already doing a flashback. Why don't we do a double flashback?
Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so the consequence of that, because this was a controlled, I would say, stand-up position, is you find the guest list and you put your hand on it, and as you do, another hand gets put on top. And now you can flashback to change the context of that. So you can't undo it, but you can change the context.
The context I'm going to change is that in the meantime, Bertie snuck out and he changed.
You have your hand on the book.
Yeah. But before I snuck out, after I snuck out, no, you're not there.
Okay. Tell us.
He changed into a usher outfit.
Okay.
So
how does that change the context?
that changes the context because I put my hand on the guest list, which an usher can touch.
Right.
And then I look up and I meet the face that the hand is attached to.
Mm-hmm. And the face is going to be, I think, like Zeke's consigliere, who is considerably smarter than Zeke. But for some reason, it's like Zeke kind of run the show. And it's a small, portly man.
Another small man.
Not much taller than Bertie, but like a lot older. So kind of bald on top, like a little bit of a comb over. And he looks down, he's got like a little ratty nose and a mustache. Looks down and he goes, "What's this going on here, Ben? Why you got your paws on our guest book?"
Yes, I was just, I'm one of the ushers that they've hired for this evening. And I've just been in to check a name to bring. I was told to bring a drink to a man on the aisle. And he said, "Oh, I'm Mr. So-and-so." And it sounded like McMuffin, but it couldn't be. It couldn't be McMuffin, so I wanted to see what name is closest to McMuffin.
This is brilliant explanation. So this is, Sway, I think. This is a persuade. This is Sway.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna stress myself before I roll.
Okay, very good. You see,
push myself,
Okay.
which means I get one more dice.
Yeah.
And because I already had one thing in there, I get 2, and then I get to get the best one, right?
Yes. Double ones. Critical failure.
Worst possible thing.
Bertie lies down and dies.
So actually, here is what happens. So with the camera goes black. So you were doing this during the first movie.
Yeah.
So I guess 20 minutes or so later, you guys all come out and you look up at the ceiling and Bertie's hanging in a cage.
Oh my god.
like it's quite a small cage.
Still dressed in a page outfit?
Yeah. He's been winched up and there's a sign hanging beneath that said, "Sneaky thief."
You think he wants to be in there?
How high up is he?
He's pretty high.
Yeah.
It's like a double story thing.
I can pull a Barnyard Bill and try to.
You did say
get it
he was really into that whole dirt thing. We don't know what he's into.
And I think while Bertie's up there, he's like, "If only I listened to that voice of Starless that tried to help me." And then I said, "You weren't there." It isn't the consequences of my own actions.
I mean, he looks fed.
Wish I brought something to help the boy, but all I brought were baggy pants.
Yeah, I bought so many baggy pants.
Sure, we can figure it out after the next movie.
Made a killing on baggy pants today.
Good.
But as everyone got up from their chairs and was walking back, there's just like a cascade of popcorn. It's fallen into their laps. Just absolutely ungettable. Oh, just a clattering on the floor as everyone's walking. So Bertie's up there in the cage, and you see the kind of portly man with a little mustache kind of sitting in this. He didn't watch the movie. He's just sitting behind a table, like counting the monies, counting all the revenue, fruitful revenue of this of this enterprise.
LLC.
What? I guess at least I don't have to watch the second half.
Do you want down?
Can I hear them?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey.
If you go like right below and kind of like stage whisper up.
Yeah, that's what Alara's doing. Like, hey, Bertie, do you want down? That's a sad nod.
Sadly nice.
There's a sad nod of a trapped Victorian child in an attic, unloved.
I think the like chain that is holding up the cage is anchored right behind the consigliary's table.
Mm.
I walk over. I say,
Hello.
That's my son. What did he do?
This is an interesting turn of events, isn't it? Because I know you're all in a gang together. Being part of this organization dealing with for a week or so.
You're allowed to bring your kids to your gang. That's not a rule.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking now. Like, you look pretty young to be mother of a child of that age.
Don't judge me. I've been to prison.
Oh, you've been to prison?
I've been to prison.
Would they know about kinder?
You don't even know what prison.
I think
Zeke knew what happened, so he's like, yeah, kinder prison.
Yeah, you could get pregnant in kinder prison. Happens all the time, actually. It's co-ed for some reason.
their security there is terrible.
Starless was my roommate.
So,
Sneaking out.
Wait, what are you saying?
Nothing. It's just weird how co-ed it is in kinder prison.
You're teenagers.
So one of the things that we were imagining just beforehand was like, oh, in what ways is Glimmer Falls going to be a dystopian version of its former son? I never had you can get pregnant in the present.
That was not on the
That's not on the board. But yeah, things have got pretty dark in this city.
Best to not pull on that thread.
So the guy looks, he's like, well, I suppose that's true. So is your child / gang mate?
Yes. So he's kind of my responsibility.
well,
and
he kind of tried to steal the guest book for
I'm stealing a guest book. I look up, or looks up at Bertie.
Now, I know you're not a baby.
Bertie, knock that shit off. Get down. Can we get him down here?
It's just at this point, this man is being motivated by pure horrified fascination.
I throw him a cigarette. No. Like on a desk or something. Like, here, for your troubles.
Just a floppy crate.
One child is worth one cigarette. I mean, considering your parentage.
He looks down at that as like, let's not worry about that. and Bertie's crate hits the floor. And the guy's like, look, I know that you've been working hard for Zeke, and I see the benefit to our gangs doing some business together, but I'm watching you. That sneaky one was trying to pull something, so I'm going to have my eyes on you. I know that you're not all that you're cracked up to be, I reckon.
That sneaky one just thinks rich folk have cool names, and he wanted to play in a game later. It's called Well, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. And he wanted a cool name.
I do really like collecting cool names.
Come on, Bertie, let's get back to the movie. The boobies are gone.
So I think that's the consequence of the mega failure, basically. That someone important in the organization is skeptical of you now.
Okay. Fair enough.
The super failure. But yeah, Bertie's like stretching out little arms, legs up to be cramped in the cage, and you go back in for the second showing.
Mm-hmm. For not another Balthor movie, there is another pre-movie discussion about its deeper meaning and why it means that the people in the middle tier can keep living their lives exactly as they are.
Yeah.
This one has a slideshow.
Yes, it does. What's on slide 1?
I think it starts from like a simple symbol, and then there are more pictures of that symbol in other things in architecture and pictures and literature. Like there's a lot of lines being drawn and things being superimposed upon one another. Yeah.
As a lowly actor, can I propose a mini game for this movie?
Please.
Yeah, please.
I think some of us are voice actors, and we don't get to actually propel the plot at all. You basically create the scenarios, and we have to do the voice acting. So,
okay. Yeah, I think Tom has to make the scenarios because I'm one of the voice actors for this movie.
Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, you know I am.
Okay, so the scene that we're gonna enter into, who's gonna be starring in it?
Nada.
Nada
And Balthor have to be the people. Do we want to go back to scenes that we did, or do we want to have
New scene.
situation?
New scene.
Okay.
New seats,
Yeah.
new content.
Off-screen stuff. All right. We get another scene on the trek to East Haven when like some little critter has gotten into the party's food supplies and has eaten a lot of it. And Nada was the first person to notice and thinks that Balthor has eaten substantially more than his share of food.
And Nada is blind,
Mhm.
so she feels into the bag. And Kyle, did you eat my food?
What are you talking about?
Where-
Wait, the food is gone?
Well, it's not in the bag.
We have days left of our travels and only days worth of food.
Well, you'll look. I can't see.
Okay, let's see. We have 3 honeyed hams, 4 meat pies. Ooh, my favorite, a little bit of dried eel flesh.
Okay, what are the rest of the party doing while Kyle's checking through the bag?
Oh, is the whole party there?
Yeah.
The old party.
You know, if the food went missing, it's okay. I can go a few days without the food. It's gonna be fine.
Harry, you need to eat your egg whites. Are Harry's egg whites in the bag?
I'm in a cut phase right now. I'll be okay.
We need to stay in a bulk phase.
I think you'll need to describe your characters.
I think the biggest, tallest, darkest skinned elf any elf has ever seen is there, but she has these like 2 short upwards pointing tusks and a very, very like stern and serious expression. You can see her looming over this other guy
who is a half gnome, half giant, which just means he's a gnome that's 6 feet tall.
But with the proportions, with the big head.
Yeah, with the big head, just looks. If you just scaled a gnome up to 6 feet, that is what you see. There's a long, like graying beard, deep blue eyes that are kind of watery, a little bloodshot, and he's wearing a dark grayish blue robe, and it's like carrying a large walking stick / staff.
We
Kyle
see
Carlson.
Kyle Carlson, aka Balthor, a large, meaty bugbear who was definitely once handsome, still maintains some of his good looks, but is graying and a little softer in the middle than in the first film.
I'm now imagining him having seen the trailer as like new massive muscular Zac Efron.
Yes, yeah. And also he's missing a hand.
But like the same hair that he had as a kid, but all over the body.
Yes, yes. I love that. Yeah. Just wisps of luscious hair.
Yeah,
all over the body.
I don't think Belinda had an accent. That's what's yeah.
What does she look like?
So Belinda is a tiefling. Human, I think blondie hair, like otherwise human looking, but like, just two evil devil goat horns sticking out of their head. Her name's Belinda. She makes jewelry. That's her job.
She eats gems.
She eats gems. Yeah, she's just a quirky gal.
All the gems are still in the bag.
You just see like one ruby get pushed into the corner. Quiet you.
Drummond Bay is behind the camera, but he'll put it down for a second, and he comes into frame next to his lamb, PK. Drummond is in a mech suit. He's a dwarf, like the most dapper dwarf you've ever seen. Suit and tie inside this mech suit.
A suit and a suit.
Yeah. And he pets PK, and he's like, if the food's gone, you guys, we cannot eat PK.
Right. Oh, I would never. PK's such a sweet.
I hadn't thought of it until
You see some electricity crackling off the wall.
Yeah, PK's an electric sheep.
And not the wild girl is a goblin. She is very clean. She is blind. She cannot see. Bad accident. Lock picking. Not good.
Yeah, in the library.
Yes, very sneaky. Very sneaky. And she does not know what specky is, but she's in for it.
As far as I know, I didn't eat any of the food.
Listen, we have enough to get to East Haven, and certainly they'll have as much gravy as we can eat there.
Oh, yes, they'll...
And this is where we skip forwards into the banquet scene, which is always one of my favorites. So inside a vast cave full of goblins, party is at a table in the middle of it. There's a bunch of tables down. It's a sort of like Hogwarts type dinner. We can see kind of steam from hot pools rising in the background, I think. And what else was a feature of this scene before it went bad?
We were taking
Nada
hot
the
tubs,
all-nosing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there are people chanting Nada the all-nosing.
Kyle was covered in gravy while flirting with elderly goblin women.
Yeah.
Did you just drip gravy on yourself?
Yeah, that was the distraction.
That was the
Yeah, and they were horrified.
Yeah.
Goblins are notoriously very clean. Well, not notoriously. People think we're very dirty. We are not.
Is
Lots
this
of
like
hot spring.
Is this like an Office cutaway scene? Because this is a documentary, right?
Yeah.
Nada's not looking at a camera.
So, Drummond, I just look here, or am I just talk to you? I just talk to you. You already know this. You were there.
You gotta say it anyway.
Wait, this is weird. Okay, whatever.
So yeah, then we go back, the gravy's being poured.
Just go ahead and sip a little off my chest, ladies. There's plenty to go around.
After that, I was casting magic to look through the door.
Yeah, so a discovery is made.
Yes. The goblin religion was effectively go out and find treasure in the world to sacrifice to the volcano that lives in the center of the mountain where the Goblet City is. And our party made it into the priest's inner sanctum and found a massive pile of treasure that had not been sacrificed to the volcano.
And we see the characters move in, and Nada begins to kind of interact. And then what we see is this wave of goblins all sweeping through the cave, and you see the party fleeing from them out into the night, into the snow, and coming out of the warm firelets, gravy smelling hall into this freezing cold, snowy wilderness. And it's all being followed by this jerky camera and looking around, and this wave of goblins following. Like,
Blasphemy! Heresy!
So,
Stone them!
can no longer go back to East Haven.
At least I still have some of this gravy.
It's
To
just
keep me warm on this cold night.
I'm just picturing throughout this movie, because we always called him Kyle, but there's just these horrible edits where like our mouths are saying Kyle, but it goes Balthor.
And if you remember, Drummond did get like a CG kind of like equivalent, and so it's a little more bombastic than we remember.
Yeah.
Cool.
East Haven explodes behind us.
The volcano.
The volcano's just erupting.
The gravy like just covers way more than it did in real life.
Yeah.
And I think that the most noteworthy feature would be the pace of this movie. Every scene is an action scene.
Yes.
Apart from that weird scene that we opened on, which was just about the food being eaten by a mouse. And that one was like 5 minutes long.
It's interesting too because that was not Drummond's intention. He did not want an action movie.
But yeah, this whole thing is
There's lots of close-up zooms of people's faces.
Yeah, there's people
the
fleeing from the
chocolate
crowd.
investors really wanted an action movie.
Yeah.
There's a huge bird and like a sled going down a mountainside flying off. There is a lot of lava. Again, this is a common feature of these Balfour movies.
Lava.
The floor is lava.
We get an owl bear at some point.
There's an owl bear running across
Such a
the
cute
screen.
owl bear.
No eating the owlbear either.
Yeah. Maybe eating the owlbear's mom a little bit.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
She got
Yeah.
Wolves.
The wolves got her.
See, I think that there was a lot of kind of repetitious action in the first Balfour movie. A lot of Balfour and a lot of snake priestesses, a lot of writhing. There's definitely been a pretty big change in style between these two movies. And then this last one, there's an absolute ton of stuff going on. It's oversaturated narratively.
A lot of nada.
Yeah, a lot of nada. The second movie passes the Bechdel test. None of the other Balthor movies did.
This is known to be the first one.
Every time a snake woman wanted to talk to another snake woman, Balthor would just be there going, "Hey, wait a minute.
What are we doing here? Talking about me?" while he's in prison still. Ladies, don't fight over me.
Yeah, grand sequences, merry ways. The curtain closes on this second of the what's the tomb movie? Bilogy?
Just a double feature.
The double feature. And what's the crowd response to the second one?
Starless is sobbing.
Finn is clapping so hard because she wants to be as tall as that elf.
With those high heels.
Yeah.
There's one person in the crowd who is just clapping and screaming, "I want to be just like that big gnome." For whatever reason, I really, really like that big gnome.
You want to be a traitor?
You want to be a freaking war criminal, dude?
It's something to aspire to, I guess. I thought he did a great job as an actor.
Did he like die and become a planet? I didn't understand that part. It
It was a little unclear.
was a little unclear.
But there were definitely 5 eyes in the sky during the movie, and now there are 6 eyes in the sky, so who knows?
I need to watch that at least 3 more times.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. And I think the audience reaction was more legitimately impressed with that second one. And there's a lot of people talking about the content, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to unpick the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably that closes the show. So we should do our XP and whatnot.
I don't think Bertie watched the second half.
Tell me
Where did your son go?
I think Bertie took his hedgehog outfit off, changed back into the outfit of a normal child, and tried to go and get that guest list again. This time, remembering that he has the ability of cloak and dagger, which would have come in handy last time, so he would have had 3 dice instead of 2.
It's just in the guy's pocket now.
Yeah, you go to look for the guest book and it is not sitting out.
Yeah, you can't critically fail.
You can't try
Okay,
again
so
after double ones.
So just for future reference,
That guest book is burned.
Yeah.
do I when I get plus 1d to roll to deflect suspicion, that means I get 1 extra dice?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So I've just been stressing myself out for no reason. In that case, Buddy's gonna go back outside and take some of those boiled sweets from his pocket and give them to that guy and be like, I'm sorry, mister. I just really wanted to know what McMuffin's name was. See you around. One day, I hope to be a big man of crime just like you.
Oh my god, this is so weird. This whole situation is so strange. He was saying mama just like 20 minutes ago.
How badly do we need to be in business with these people?
Big man of crime.
I want one of our merch shirts to say you can get pregnant in kinder prison.
I want big man of crime.
Probably not on the same shirt.
No.
Oh dear.
And then Bertie sees Alara and says, Mommy, wait for me.
So you now you can obviously still find us on Patreon, but you can also find us on our very own website, where you can buy these merch shirts.
What's our website?
The website is Born to Die pod.com.
Numeral 2.
We got Tom? We
Yeah.
got .com? Wow, that's really splurged
Born
on
to
the
Die
URL.
pod.com.
Yeah.
.edu.
.gov.
Don't listen to them. It's just buy the merch.
.fitness.
Buy our baggy pants.
Got baggy pants. Got the ones that say I'm the friction in your jeans.
Yeah.
Those ones. Got all the good stuff. And your very own Good Morning Robot.
Good morning.
All right. We have to do XP.
Yes, we do.
All right. Starting with the crew at the end of each session. Mark an XP if you did it. Execute a successful operation. You did. You
Very successful.
very successful. You got the hooch back and the spark.
And an admission from Mother Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Contend with the challenge above your current station. Yes, the Peglegs are above your current station.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. You're definitely still hooligans.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything was hooliganery. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Y'all were some teasers tonight.
We tangled, we teenied.
And then everybody's individual XP. You addressed a problem with XYZ. Do we want to just go around and do that real quick?
I was violent.
Indeed. You get your XP.
Sweet.
I'd use technical skill and mayhem.
Perfect. Take your XP.
Very good.
I addressed a challenge with deception or influence. I mean, I definitely did that twice.
You addressed it.
Yeah.
I did not use stealth, so I don't think I will be.
Did Alara technically address a challenge of getting Starless by using her birds to track him?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Filet.
Did anyone struggle with issues from their vice or trauma?
I didn't struggle.
I wouldn't say
I
that's a
didn't-
struggle.
Yeah, we didn't do a downtime, so
I mean, Bertie definitely struggled.
But not with advice.
I don't think that works.
And then everybody did the third one,
Yeah.
expressed their drives,
We did the thing.
natures, and whatever.
Excellent. Well, then it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Reed, from our lovely players, and thank you very much to Jeff for doing our soundtrack,
Thank you, Jeff.
and to the incredible engineers at squarespace.com for our brand spanking new website.
Thank you, squarespace.com.
Thank you, Squarespace.
Going for
Bye.
bye.
See you next time.
Good night.
good night.
Take your comfort, weary traveler, in the shadow of the Seven's Wall, where though magic may be gone, the tangle lives on in the echo of the leaf music's call.
on the next episode of Born to Die.
You need to get your shit together. You need to get your shit together. One of her pigeons' name is Muffin.
Oh.
And it's not necessarily the brightest pigeon.
So I'm going to go and replace all of their tight jeans with baggy jeans.
Well, you better be improving. No, you're definitely not a spy, are you?
No, definitely not.
Everyone, there's been an outbreak of cholera.
Oh, what a dang bunch of sweeties listening to the very end like that. This is Cove. Just wanted to let you know that the next episode's on January 5th. And obviously, you know where to watch it. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. You're doing it right now, and I'm freaking proud of you for it. Dang.